Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Masruroh from the class of Popular Literature. This video is the final project of Popular Literature, and in this video I will give an explanation about the popular element in Chocolat's novel by Joanne. First, I will discuss the background of the author and the background of the novel. Joanne was born in Barnsley, Yorkshire on July 3, 1964. Her mother is French and her father is English. She was educated at Wakefield Girls' High and Barnsley Sixth Form College, and then read modern and medieval language at St. Catherine's College, Cambridge. After a number of heroic career failures, it's like rock musician, herbalist, accountant. Now she succumbed to genetic pressure and became a French teacher for 12 years at a boys' grammar school in Leeds, and later taught French literature at Sheffield University. Her first novel, The Evil Seed, was published in 1989, and although she strongly advised against reading it, since then she has written Sleep, Pale Sister at 1993, Chocolat at 1999, Blackberry Wine at 2000, Five Quarter of the Orange 2001, Postliner at 2002, Hollywood at 2003, Chicks and Reels at 2004, Gentleman and Player at 2005, The French Market at 2005, The Lollipop Shoes at 2007, Mark at 2008, Louis Boy at 2010, and a cookbook memoir, My Friend's Kitchen, at 2002. Her books have been published in 40 countries and have won a number of British and international awards. She was awarded an honorary doctorate or Doctor of Letters by the University of Huddersfield in 2003 and also by the University of Sheffield in 2004. According to her website, her hobbies include motion, longing, strutting, strumming, fierce painting, and quiet subversion of the system. Although she also enjoys obfuscation, sleaze, rebellion, witchcraft, armed robbery, tea, and biscuits, she is not above bribery and would not necessarily refuse an offer involving exotic travel, champagne, or yellow diamond from crack. She played bass guitar in a band first formed when she was 16. She is currently studying Old Norse and lives with her husband Kevin and her daughter Anuka, about 15 miles from the place that she was born. Chocolat begins with the arrival in a teeny French village of Vianney-Roser, a single mother with a young daughter, on Surf Tuesday. As the inhabitant of Lansquenet shows stands clear away the remains of the carnival which heralds the beginning of land, Vianney moves with her daughter into a disused bakery facing the church, where Francis Reynald, the young and opinionated cure of the parish, watched her arrival and with disapproval and suspicion. When he realized that Vianney intends to open a chocolate shop in a place of the old bakery, thereby tempting the churchgoers to overindulgence, Reynald's disapproval increases. As it becomes clear that the villagers of Lansquenet are falling under the spell of Vianney's easy ways and unorthodox opinion, to the detriment of his own authority, he is quick to see her as a danger. Under Vianney's influence, an old woman embraces a new life. A battered wife finds the courage to leave her husband. Children rebel against authority, and outcasts and strays are welcome. and Renaud's tight and carefully ordered community is in danger of breaking apart. As Easter approaches, both parties throw themselves wholeheartedly into the preparation. Vianney for the Chocolate Festival she plans to hold on Easter Sunday, Renaud into the desperate attempt to win back his straying flock. But fiction have a great deal at stake. The village is bitterly divided, and as the big day looms closer, their struggle becomes much more than a conflict between church and chocolate. It becomes an exorcism of the past, a declaration of independence and showdown between dogma and understanding, pleasure and self-denial. Okay, now I'm going to discuss the popular element of the novel Chocolat by Joanne. The first element that I will discuss is the level of popularity. Many people are interested and enthusiastic to make the novel Chocolat by Joanne became of one of only 4 female author books to sell more than 1 million copies in the UK. There is even a film with the same name, Chocolat, which was adapted from Joanne novel. The film Chocolat, which was released in 2000, was included in the Oscar Trophy, Grammy Awards, and Academy Awards. The film also won an award in the ADG Awards, and this proves that the novel Chocolat by Joanne is very popular. The second element is artistry of escape or escapism. Escapism is one of the elements in the novel Chocolat. Joanne wrote escapism in the beginning of the story about Vianney who escaped from her life that she ran away with her only daughter, namely Renaud. And the third element is hero or heroine's appearance. There are no real heroes or villains in Chocolat. Even Renaud, with his intransigence and his dark past, is more of a victim than an oppressor. His deep insecurity and his desire for order reflect Vianney's own need to belong and her fear of being rejected. Nor is the Catholic Church the villain of the piece. Renaud used his own interpretation of Catholicism to enforce his own agenda of control and self-denial. Vianney does the same in gentler way, but she too has preconception and prejudice, and like Renaud, she is a victim of her past. I see Vianney and Renaud as two sides of a single coin, closer and turn of their background, their fears and their struggles for dominance than anyone else in the story. To me, the real difference between them is that Vianney is a mother, whereas Renaud, ironically, is a father only in name. The fourth element is familiar or unfamiliar plot. In my opinion, this novel has unfamiliar plot because in this story present many new things. The writer also shows escapism at the beginning of the story. Chocolat begins with the arrival of Vianney and his daughter Renaud. Then a father in the area was suspicious of Vianney Vianney considered Renaud to influence people to deviate from religious teachings. Vianney's kindness, empathy, and easy way are considered by Renaud as a danger. The fifth element is the power of setting usage. The village of Lansquenet stands in a fictional village in the Gers region of southwestern France, featured in the novel of Joanne. Situated on the imaginary river Thames, a tributary of Gironde, It is described as a blip on the fast road between Toulouse and Bordeaux. The sixth element is the power of choice of word. In this novel, John Harris' writing style is very lyrical, easy to understand, and the dialogue flows so easily that it feels more like lively, pleasant, and has a warm atmosphere so that we can feel into the story itself. The seventh element is character and characterization. The first character is Vianney Roser. The protagonist of the novel is a young, free-spirited, strong-willed single mother who isn't afraid to put heads with the ultra-conservative cliques that rule the teeny, isolated French town of Lansquenet. Vianney has a natural empathy and knack for listening to what people aren't saying, a talent that draws the misunderstood and marginalized member of the community to her. His act earns both respect and indignation from the townsfolk. The second character is Anouk Roser, the young daughter of Vianney. She is quiet, capable of showing wisdom and understanding beyond her years. She has an imaginary friend or pet she calls Pantoufle. The third character is Kyr Francis Reynaud, the parish priest and de facto ruler of the insular town of Lansquenet. He is a soft-spoken tyrant who rules with an iron fist in a velvet glove. He is suspicious of Vianney Roser and his daughter from the beginning and tries to assess them by attempting initially to befriend them, offering to assist them in repairing and setting up their chocolatery. Vianney refuses his assistant, reinforcing Kyr Francis' suspicion that she is a dangerous person to have around his town, someone who can think for herself and serve as a model of deviance capable of influencing the rest of the sleepy town's inhabitants. The fourth character is Armande Foisin, a feisty, fearless 80-year-old woman who is still full of life despite her age and illness, who has chosen to live alone rather than put up with the stifling care and nagging of her daughter, Caroline Clermont. Armande is stubborn to a fault and refuses medical care and is disgusted with the idea of living out her days in a nursing home. She is diabetic and she is strictly forbidden by her doctor and Caroline to eat chocolate and other rich food, a fact that she ignores because of her fervor for living life to the fullest. Her zeal for the pleasure of life and her staunch refusal to conform to the norms and conservative views of the townsfolk caused great friction between her and her daughter and Kyr Francis. The fifth character is Josephine Muscat. Josephine Muscat is initially presented as a frightened teen introvert in the early parts of the novel. She shies away from the rest of inhabitants of Lansquenet, and her miserable married life is frequently gossiped about. The physical, emotional, and social abuse she frequently suffered at the hands of her cruel husband, Paul, is an open secret within their community. Josephine's life turned around when Vianney befriended her and encouraged her. As the novel progresses, the reader sees her character blossom from a timid, abused housewife to a strong, self-reliant woman. The sixth character is Paul Muscat. Paul Muscat is the cold-tempered, abusive husband of Josephine, whose threat first of a marriage is the constant topic of town gossip. Together they run a small cafe. When his wife finally managed to work up the courage to leave him because he becomes depressed, and goes on nightly drinking beans, in the process neglecting. The last is conclusion. In conclusion, the chocolate novel has a literary fiction genre. The last is conclusion. In conclusion, the chocolate novel has a literary fiction genre and has a warm storyline in it. This is a famous novel and received many awards. The storyline and unusual character make people interested to read this novel. Joanne Harris wrote the story simply but interestingly. So, thank you for watching this video. I'm sorry if I make a mistake, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.